Hello and welcome into Anchorage Bucs baseball, and happy 4th of July here. It's a packed house at Mulcahy Stadium. We've got a ton of fans down below us awaiting fireworks for after this doubleheader, and it's another matchup between the Glacier Pilots and the Anchorage Bucs here. The first game, the Bucs will be the home team. The second game, the Pilots will be the home team, and it's two seven-inning games. We want to remind you of that, and both are non-league games, so none of these go towards the final standings. None of them are real stats. This is kind of a wash game, just a 4th of July game, no pressure, nothing really at stake, really, but it still is a rivalry, and we've
Yeah.
experienced that so far this year. And these two teams have faced off against each other, it seems, so often, Will. And going back to last night, the combined no hitter, just an amazing game all around from the four pitchers, starting with Cole Carlone. And it just was a fantastic game. And the bats were a little bit quiet, but here a game where the Pilots might not throw their best arms out. It's a non league game. How do the bats get back going and get ready for league play that starts just back tomorrow?
I mean, what I was really impressed with was even though the bats weren't going, they still found a way to manufacture runs. A big bunt in that seventh inning when the Bucks finally scored, moving a guy over to second and then getting a base hit and a double and getting your two runs. And the Bucks have showed that, hey, the bats aren't going to be there every day, and that's how it is for any team. But the pitching is going to carry them when they need to, and the bats can do just enough when they need to. I wouldn't be surprised if the bats explode here tonight. You can only keep these Bucks bats quiet for so long, and I think that when they're seeing these pitchers that they've seen more and more as the season progresses, I'm liking their chances of putting a big number up there on the scoreboard.
And even though it's a non-league game, the only real changes for the Bucks would be the starting pitchers tonight. So Elijah Dew will go the first game, and then Eli Lipinski, who we haven't seen start, or excuse me, we haven't seen Dew start. Lipinski actually started in the Camp High School All-Star game. That was also a non-league game versus those high school All-Stars, but he hasn't started in a real league game. Same thing goes for Dew. Dew used mostly in the ninth inning a save situation or in the later innings, seventh or eighth. We've seen him very recently, but we'll see those two tonight. And going back to the hitting wise, nothing's really out of the ordinary. Still the same guys in the order. Obviously, it's not the biggest roster. We know that all the Bucks bats can hit, but besides Brody Briggs not being in the lineup for both games, there really is no difference, right?
Yeah, and I like to see Briggs getting the full day off, both games off. He's caught a lot this season, and I'm sure his knees will thank him. And who knows, maybe he'll be used as a pinch hitter later in the game. But like you said, so many guys on this team can hit. Even if there's a couple switches in the lineup, there's 14, 15 guys on this team that are worthy of being in the lineup. So I'm not too worried about it, even with a couple of switches. And I'm excited to see what these bats can do.
And on the hill for the Pilots in the first game is Braden Rush. In the second game, well, it's TBD.
Yep.
I think the Pilots will make. Think the Pilots know who they're going to pitch. As far as starting lineups go, we have both for both games for the Bucks. We'll give you the second one before the second game, obviously. As for the Pilots, we're a little bit in the dark. Their second game starter. I think I was teased to it, but I cannot remember. Unfortunately, I should have wrote it down. But we don't have their starting lineup anyways for the second game. But Braden Rush will go. We'll talk more about Rush. We'll talk more about Elijah Dew. We'll give you the starting lineups and more when we come back. Happy 4th of July, everyone. Hope you're having a great day at home and hope you guys enjoy the fireworks. Welcome back to Mulcahy Stadium. Just about 8 minutes away from first pitch, Coach Rich Price and Bill Springman for the Anchorage Bucs and Pilots, respectively, will meet at home plate and we'll talk with the trio of umpires we have tonight. Going back to Braden Rush for the Glacier Pilots. This will be his fourth appearance so far. He started in 2 games, 10 innings pitched, 9 hits given up, 6 runs, 5 of them earned, a 4.50 ERA. So one of the better starting pitchers for this Pilots team. Of course, Stewart going yesterday night looked fantastic for the Pilots to not surrender a run against these Bucks bats who have been really hot as of late. So a good job for him. He's one of the best pitchers, one of the best starters for the Pilots. 1.59 ERA for that young man. He's just done really good. So Springman and Coach Price shake each other's hand, and we're getting close to first pitch, and we'll send it to Will Hopkins to tell you more about Elijah Dew, our starting pitcher for the Bucks.
Yeah, for Dew, it'll be his first start here in Alaska this summer. Obviously, this is not an ABL game, but 6 appearances in the ABL so far, 6 and 2/3 innings, has a 6.75 ERA. And I feel like with Dew, a lot of times you can tell after that first or second batter whether he's on his game or not. And he was on his game last time he pitched. That was on Monday, worked the seventh inning, no runs, no hits, and no walks. And at Johnson University this season, he did have a couple of starts, so not unfamiliar territory, but it has been a while. And I know he's excited and ready to go, especially with all these fans here tonight at Mulcahy Stadium for this 4th of July doubleheader. And for the lineup that he will be facing, it'll be the middle infield getting things started for the Pilots. Dylan Marks, the second baseman, and Luke Hefner Jr., the shortstop. Luke Stolga will play center field and round out the top three. As for the middle of the order, it'll be Jacob Coes in left field, Junior Barajas as the designated hitter, and Jack Dorn in right field. Jake Dodge will bat seventh and play first base. Bo Rico catching for Braden Rush will bat eighth, and Marcus Sanders will be on the hot corner batting ninth. Marks, Hefner Jr., and Stolga, Cows, Barajas, and Dorn, Dodge, Rico, and Marcus Sanders. As for the Bucks, Max Ross will lead things off and play center field with Will Burns batting second and playing shortstop. Ryan Callahan will be on the hot corner batting third, and Tommy Eisenstadt in the cleanup spot playing first base. Josh Hankins will play second and bat fifth, and Andrew Lamb will catch for Elijah Dew and bat sixth. Adam Enyart will bat seventh and play right field. Dylan Maltby getting the start as the designated hitter, batting eighth, and rounding things out is Brett Castillo in left field. So once again, Ross, Burns, and Callahan, Eisenstadt, Hankins, and Lamb, Enyart, Maltby, and Castillo. And going back to Dew, talked to him before this one, and he's really excited to start. Doesn't know quite how long he'll go, but he is excited to start, and he expects to go longer than he has been in his relief appearances, that's for sure. And all these players were super excited about just the number of people that they expected to be coming, and these fans have done just that, showing out in full force on both sides. Our view a little bit blocked from underneath us, but as far as left and right goes, can definitely see a lot of fans. Saw some guys tossing a pigskin out in the parking lot, full tailgate experience, and I know that this is a game, even though it doesn't count towards the standings, that there's a lot of pride on the line, not just for the players, but for the organizations.
Oh yeah, a ton of pride. And seeing Dew coming out of the bullpen there, usually pitchers and catchers will walk together back to the dugout. I think Dew is really antsy to get on the hill. He was walking back, and Lamb was kind of struggling to catch up, and eventually finally got back to him. But you could tell Dew is ready to go, and like you said, he's ready to get out there, ready for his first start here in this 2024 summer as the Bucks head out on the field.
Yeah, the national anthem's looming, and on July 4th, we're going to take our chances with the copyright. Feel that it's only fitting that you guys can take a listen to our national anthem. So when that begins in just a few moments, we'll give it to you and deal with any problems we might encounter afterwards, because on a day like today, that's more important than anything. And it looks like we're just about ready, so we'll go ahead and give that to you.
At this time, I ask that you please rise, remove your headgear, face the flag in left field, and join us in honoring America with the playing of the national anthem. Let's play some 4th of July Anchorage Bucs.
Hope you enjoyed the national anthem. Hopefully we don't run into any problems, but happy 4th of July to everybody tuning in here from the last frontier, the 49th state here in the United States of America. Lucky to be here in Anchorage, Alaska, playing 2 baseball games between the Bucs and the Pilots. Elijah Dew set to start his warm-up tosses with Andrew Lamb behind the plate. Fortunate Son playing. That's definitely an American classic that Dew was excited to have as he threw his tosses. It'll be Eisenstadt at first, Hankins at second, Burns at short, and Callahan at third. Enyart in right, Ross in center, and Castillo in left. And once again, Andrew Lamb behind the plate for Elijah Dew. Dew stands 6'2", 190, a Knoxville, Tennessee native from Christian Academy of Knoxville. Started his play at Walters State Community College. Unfortunately, wasn't able to see the field in springtime due to Tommy John in the fall of his freshman year. Just pitched this last season, which was his redshirt sophomore season at Johnson University. And the righty had 17 and 2/3 innings of work, 14 appearances, a 2.04 ERA, 26 strikeouts, and 5 walks. An incredible ratio for the righty that he'll look to hang on to and kind of use to his advantage against these Pilots hitters. We saw a ton of strikeouts from them yesterday. I believe it was 13 in total, with Carlone having 9 through his 5 innings of work. Once again, that was a combined no-hitter for the Bucs yesterday. Carlone with 5 innings, Hyder with 2 innings, Arnett with an inning, and Purcell with an inning. Second time we've seen that from the Bucs this season, which is truly incredible. The other one coming in a non-league game, so 7 innings, still a remarkable feat. But last night in 9 innings, counts for the stats, counts for the standings. I know the entire staff was super happy, as was the man who caught all 9 innings, Brody Briggs. Throw down to second from Andrew Lamb, and Dylan Marks will make his way to the plate and making his way for the play-by-play. Here's Vic Maslia.
Thank you, Will. Dylan Marks steps up to the plate. And looking back to yesterday, was 0 for 3. Obviously, a no-hit game. Everyone will be 0 for 3, but did have a walk and 2 strikeouts.
Walked on 4 pitches to start the game.
He sure did, and we thought we might be in for a longer one from Carlone, but that was certainly not the case whatsoever. So Dew ready. He revs back. The pitch is right down A Street for a strike, and we are underway at Mulcahy Stadium, and the lights are on, Will. Something you pointed out really early on, and we have not seen the lights hit, I don't believe.
I don't think so either. Glad to know that they're working.
So they got him on early here for this doubleheader, starting at 7 o'clock, our latest start yet here in the ABL.
And more than the lateness of the game, I think a lot of it is just because of how cloudy it is today. Really can't spot the sun.
Not at all, really. Should be getting a little bit darker, but not too dark, of course. 1-1 from Dew. Breaking ball hit out to short. Will Burns on a couple hops. Takes it. The throw to first is in time, and 1 down here in the first.
Yeah, nice play by Burns. He's really sure-handed over there at short for these Bucs, and good to see Dew getting that first ball on the ground.
Dew, not necessarily an all-strikeout pitcher, but he does have that strikeout stuff, an electric fastball, and a really good breaking ball. But today, I think to prolong how many innings he can go, it'd be his best friend to get balls on the ground early, get balls in the air early. And if he's going to strike guys out, would love a 3-pitch strikeout every now and again from him. So Luke Hefner bats, takes that one low and in. Yesterday, Hefner, of course, 0 for 3, but did have a walk as well. First 3 guys, yes, that's exactly what you're about to say. First 3 guys in the order for the Pilots all had walks in the same 3 today. Dylan Marks, Luke Hefner, and Luke Stolga, who's on deck. 1 ball, no strikes. Dew brings this one, and it's fouled back.
The top 5 in the order is unchanged, which after getting no hit, I'm a little bit surprised by.
Yeah, and to their defense, the Pilots don't have the deepest roster, so they don't have a ton of guys necessarily go to. But
even
still,
if you're keeping the same guys, just flip-flop the order, do
exactly,
something.
Yeah, maybe. And that's exactly right. I'm a little unsure why that's the case. And same positions for all the guys, it seems, except for Luke Stolga playing in center today. That's a called strike. Should start saying tonight.
Hopefully the skies clear up a little bit for our fireworks. I know it won't be pitch black. Very interested to see how that looks later tonight, but hopefully some fireworks from the Bucs first.
Little drizzle on here now, it seems, at Mulcahy. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here it is from Dew. Swung on and missed. Got him. Strike 3. Climbed the ladder with the fastball, and that's what I was saying. He's got that strikeout stuff. Goes with the fastball, and he trusts it. Luke Hebner couldn't hold up on the swing. 2 down.
Great stuff from Dew. I know he'd love a clean 1-2-3 inning, and I know he wants to be efficient so he can try and go as far in this game as he can.
So that'll bring up Luke Stolga, playing in center field today. Also had that 1 walk. First pitch, beautiful breaking ball, called strike.
Love that from Dew to start him off.
Dew, one of those guys, a lot of these Bucs guys working with great pace. He's very poised out there on the mound. 0-1, another breaking ball and another swing and miss, and he's really trusting it so far here tonight.
And why not? I mean, it's looked good so far. Got it for a called strike and then a swinging strike. Let's see if he can put away Stolga on 3 pitches.
0-2. Breaking ball outside. Smart move, but Luke Stolga holds up his swing. Another chance with 2 strikes. Here's the 1-2 from Dew. Ground ball out to short. Burns again has it. The peg to first is in time. And a quick 1-2-3 inning for Elijah Dew. 2 ground balls and a strikeout swinging. We head to the bottom half of the first. Nothing going for the Pilots and the Bucs. Coming up when we come back. Welcome back here. Bottom half of the first inning, a lightning fast top half for Elijah Dew. 1-2-3 inning. 2 ground balls and a strikeout swinging in on the hill. Braden Rush for the Glacier Pilots will go up against the top 3 for the Bucs. Tonight it is Max Ross, Will Burns, and Ryan Callahan. So Ross digs in, one of the usual leadoff suspects for the Bucs. Him, Zane Kelly, Riley Hunsaker, who is dealing with an injury. That one's outside. And the past couple games, we've seen Will Burns actually bat in the leadoff spot. Something different, but seems to be working.
Yeah, no, I mean, whatever gets the job done.
1-0's in there, called strike.
And obviously have been working things around a little bit differently. Hopefully Hunsaker will be back soon, and that can make things a little bit more usual for this lineup.
Lefty brings a 1-1, and that's outside. And the way Rush sets up all the way on that right-handed side of the rubber, it makes those balls to lefties almost just darting diagonally away from them. It's really interesting to see. 2-1. It's a called strike. And tonight, I'm not sure if the Bucs were tipped off that there was a lefty on the hill, but definitely more righties in the lineup. Will Burns, of course. That one's outside. Josh Hankins, a righty. Adam Inyard, Dylan Malpe, Brett Castillo. So almost flip-flop from what we're used to be seeing. Only a couple of righties in the lineup.
It's crazy that that's a lot for the Bucs.
Sure is, and that's outside. So a leadoff walk to Max Ross. That will bring up Will Burns, the first righty to get a lick on Braden Rush.
For most teams, I'd say 4 or 5 lefties is a high number,
Hmm.
but for the Bucks, that's about as low as they'll get it.
Right. Carlone in there is a lefty. Peyton Knowles is also a lefty. Zane Kelly, lefty too. Burns swings and misses at that one. Yesterday, Burns in the leadoff spot was 0 for 3. Did have one walk, but a quiet night for him.
I think we saw him swipe a couple bags also, or at least one bag after that walk.
0-1, a ground ball out to third base. This could be trouble. On to second for one, and the ball gets knocked out by Ross. And they're going to call it a double play. So Ross knocked the ball out of Dylan Marks' hand. Marcus Sanders was there and made the throw to second. And Will Burns is a pretty fast runner. I don't know if they would have turned two. It would have been a bang-bang play, but it was fielded cleanly by Marcus Sanders over there.
Yeah, tough to tell from here really what Ross did or didn't do, but they're not gonna judge if the throw would have gotten Burns if they think Ross intentionally made contact over there.
Callahan takes a called strike. Bat in the 3-hole last night, but played first base, playing third tonight. 1 for 4. Next one's outside. Rush working really quickly.
He must be ready for fireworks already, huh?
Still got a whole nother game, buddy. 1-1. On the outside corner for a strike. So mark that down as a 5-4-3 double play. That kills the leadoff batter. So 2 down for Callahan. 1-2, breaking ball just gets a piece of it.
Really great to see such a packed house here at Mulcahy Stadium, and they're braving the elements. A little bit of a drizzle and pretty chilly out there too. A little bit warmer in our booth, but when we were stepping outside, it was pretty cold, and by the end of the night, going to be even colder.
It sure is, and Bo Rico's going to go have a quick talk with Braden Rush. Not really sure what that was about. Maybe just to get signs down and everything in order. Still a 1-2 count to Ryan Callahan. Tommy Eisenstadt on deck.
Really hope this rain holds up. Last thing we'd want is a delay and then end things at 4 in the morning like the Braves did back in 1985.
Oh, goodness. I don't know if I can last that long. 1-2 is fouled back. As long as there's food for us, I guess we can stay.
I've been told that there won't be extra innings even if these games are tied, and if the second game is taking a while, they may just end it. So they'll give the people the fireworks.
1-2's cracked foul. Long at bat for Callahan, who's fighting tough. Wants to give Tommy Eisenstadt a chance to hit here in the first. Still a 1-2 count, though, so a long way to go. Pitch. Called strike 3 on the outer half. Braden Rush slaps his glove. I don't know if it was frustration or how long that at bat took, but he finally got the out, and he has the 1-2-3 inning with that ground ball double play. So we head to the top half, the top half of the second inning. Still scoreless here in Anchorage for this non-league 4th of July game. Welcome back here. Top half of the second inning. 1-2-3s for both Dew and Rush. And Dew will see 4, 5, and 6, starting with Jacob Coase.
Yep, 4th of July, 2 games. Wouldn't it be cool to have a birthday on the 4th of July?
You know, I was just thinking that. It would be so fun. Fireworks on your birthday? Can't imagine. First one's grounded foul.
Everybody in the country celebrating for you also.
Exactly. Your birthday and America's independence. Somehow those two align.
Some great food also.
Mm-hmm. What is the 4th of July food, though?
Dogs and burgers.
Right.
That was kind of a question of that.
0-1. Popped up on the infield. Near Tommy Eisenstadt at first, and he's going to make the grab and barely eludes Jacob Coase over there running to first base.
Yeah, Coase wasn't doing him any favors.
Not at all. I knew burgers and dogs, but I was just saying, like, besides, like, the natural, like, you know, grilling out stuff, is there anything crazy for 4th of July?
I mean, that's fantastic food to me.
No, it is fantastic. I'm not underselling it. That'll bring up Junior Barajas, the designated hitter. First one to him is cracked foul.
Some cupcakes probably too.
Cupcakes.
Some adult beverages.
I don't know. I don't know about that. Bucks in their camo jerseys. Seems 4th of July fitting. 0-1's on the outside part of the plate. It's a ball.
100%. I was talking to Elijah Dew before the game, and he was like, I'm feeling pinstripes tonight, right? I was like, camo. He's like, on the 4th of July? I was like, if you're not going to wear it on the 4th of July, then what do you have it for?
Exactly, yeah. 1-1's lifted into center field. Long run for Max Ross coming in, and he will have that one no problem out number 2.
Yeah, Ross doing the work early on that one, and by the time he got to his spot, had a couple seconds to wait for that ball to come down, but we know he has great speed out there for sure.
Jack Dorn in the lineup tonight, was not in it yesterday night. And wouldn't it be an I told you so if he gets a base knock right here? Should have put me in yesterday.
Hey, we saw the Bucs put in some pinch hitters, and it made a big difference. Max Ross laying one down, and then Andrew Lamb singling and also, or doubled, I think, actually.
Yeah. 1-0, ground ball out to short. Will Burns has it. The throw is in time, and another lightning fast 1-2-3 inning for Elijah Dew, and he looks super sharp, totally in control, and we head to the bottom half of the second, looking for the bats to wake up here. Oh, you're moving the camera?
What? What?
Welcome back. Sorry if you heard that discourse between me and Will. I apologize. Did not have the mics muted, but it's okay. A little behind the scenes. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Tommy Eisenstadt leads things off for the Bucks. First pitch, just a bit outside for Braden Rush. Next one's hit down the left field line, but just foul.
Saw Eisenstadt try to go the other way a couple of times yesterday.
Ball is brought to you by ABC of Alaska.
I'm going to try to make this scoreboard a little smaller for you guys so you can see the American flag out there. And look at that bat from Tommy Eisenstadt. I just noticed that.
Oh, that's awesome.
Red, white, and blue, and that one's upstairs. And I'm not sure if he had that all along or just spur of the moment decided to order that bat.
Yeah, it's got the stripes towards the handle and the stars towards the barrel. There's no way he can go hitless with that. He's got to have a hit, if not two or more. That's got to bring him good luck, right?
I would think so.
My question is, if he does well with it today, is that something that he keeps using after today?
Maybe. Next one's outside. Eisenstadt was 0 for 4, so definitely looking for a base hit here tonight. Next one on the outside corner, called a strike, and Tommy Eisenstadt can't believe his eyes. That one did look like a questionable call from the home plate umpire, I will say, up here.
Yeah, definitely didn't have much of the strike zone if it had any of it at all.
So 2 strikeouts looking for Braden Rush back-to-back. That's how he ended the first inning to Ryan Callahan. So Josh Hankins grabs a bat, and that one's low and away. One 0, and that one almost hit him. I don't know how he got out of the way of that baseball.
Yeah, I thought he had no chance of getting out of the way, but just able to dodge it. Would love to see Hankins pick up a couple of knocks. Hitting just 200 so far this year, and even though this game doesn't count towards those stats, could give him some confidence to go into the rest of ABL play.
1 for 3 last night, and he's got a 3-0 count now. The way that ball is traveling from Rush, it's almost coming directly into that right-handed batter's box when he loses a grip of it. So that guy said very tough to get out of the way, and that one nowhere near. So a 4-pitch walk to Josh Hankins with 1 out. Looked much different after that last at-bat to Tommy Eisenstadt.
From the plate, the catcher from USC, number 8, Andrew Lamb.
Lamb pinch hitting in the 7th yesterday. Picked up an RBI on a single with the man at first, Josh Hankins, scoring, and then Brody Briggs with a big double to bring Lamb home and make it 2-0.
Rush checks on Hankins, who was maybe a foot off the bag.
Seen that a couple of times.
So Andrew Lamb, the runner aboard at first and 1 out. That one's upstairs. 5 straight balls from Rush. I'd be surprised to see if Hankins is on the move. Bucks love to steal bases. Try to get something going early here. Center fielder pretty shallow out there. That's Luke Stolga. That one's upstairs. 6 straight balls.
Hankins 1 for 1 on stolen base attempts, but with 6 straight balls from Rush, I might just wait because you might be going to second with another walk to Andrew Lamb.
And Lamb with a huge pinch hit RBI single. One of the 2 runs scored yesterday. And he squares to bunt, but that one's upstairs and nowhere near. So Rush all of a sudden struggling here.
Not sure what's going on here between a couple of the umpires. Something about a hat?
Maybe in the stands, some reflective hat.
Can't imagine anything being too reflective with the lack of sunlight.
And Lamb's like flashing his fingers like that. I'm not sure. Maybe it was I don't know. Maybe Bucks fans trying to get a little risky here. Gonna have to be smarter than that. So 3 balls, no strikes. Lamb will call time. The pitch, that one's not anywhere close, really. Closer than a couple of other pitches, but a good take from Lamb, and now 2 on and just 1 out for Adam Inyart. Back-to-back 4-pitch walks.
Yeah, not surprised at all by Bo Rico coming out to have a chat with Rush. Honestly, A little bit surprised that we didn't see pitching coach Jordan Brink join him. Maybe just doesn't want to go out in the rain.
Maybe not. I think the alternative is much worse, though. So Adam Inyard, another righty bat. Well, like we said, one of the many in the order for the Bucs who usually go with a heavy left-handed batting lineup. Lamb a big lead at first, no one holding him on. That ball gets away. Borico doesn't know where it is. Josh Hankins going to go to third base. That one gets away from the third baseman. Hankins is racing home. Jacob Coe's going to throw this one in. He airmails it, but Borico is there to grab it. And scoring easily is Hankins in a misplay by Borico. But I don't know, that throw, not too bad. Marcus Sanders couldn't really corral it. But I'm wondering if Borico should have put it in his back pocket, and now all of a sudden the score 1-0. And Lamb advances all the way to third base, a heads-up play.
I don't really blame Rico for making the throw to third because it was a close play over there, and I don't really think the throw was that bad. I think Sanders just way too focused on applying the tag.
Next one's low by Rush, who seems very rattled now. So that one a pass ball. Obviously, we're not keeping real score of this game today, and a good stop, back-to-back good stops from Borico, but that one technically would have gone down as a pass ball. It was in the mid, and it just popped out.
And then probably an error on Sanders, in all honesty.
Yeah, you might be right. I feel like I'd want to see that one back again. 3-0, he gets the green light, and he pops it foul. Maybe wishing he had done that now, but that pitch looked pretty competitive from Rush. Infield comes in.
Scoreboard operator gave an error.
And that one is a ball outside, so now a 5-pitch walk to Adam Inyard. Runners at the corners for Dylan Maltby, someone who just doesn't have that many at-bats so far this summer, but the Bucs love to have him around, and it's just a great guy to put in when Lamb or Briggs needs a day off.
100% has seasons of ABL experience, and coming from Anchorage, as well as Lipinski, also an Anchorage native, you know that guys like that, this game might just mean a little bit extra.
100%. And he's got that 4th of July bat, too. He's getting a talking to from Sanagorski, and Springman will talk to Sanagorski as well, just strategizing what they want to do here. Not really sure how good of a bunter Maltby is, but this could be a position where he lays one down and really mixes things up, first and third.
I might not even have him lay one down. I might just have Enyart go over to second and see how these Pilots defend it, because we just saw them struggle throwing the ball around. We've seen the Bucs take advantage of first and third situations, so maybe just see what the base runners can do first.
First pitch looked like he was going to square around, but takes a strike.
Also looked like Enyart bluffed over there, maybe trying to get a read on how it would be defended.
Definitely could be right about that. See if the Pilots showed their hand to these Bucs. No balls, 1 strike. Maltby does square, and that one's outside. So my intuition is right this time. Maltby looks to square around.
Rico's got to be careful because he's kind of getting out of his stance, ready to possibly field a bunt, but with how wild Rush has been, he's got to be careful, and did a good job there to snag that one outside.
Next one is up and in. Maltby was not squaring around that time. But of course, 2 balls, 1 strike could go right back to it as he gets his sign from Sanagorski. Lamb and Inyard 2. Lamb over there at third, Inyard at first. Brett Castillo waiting on deck, then back to the top of the order. Rush comes set at the chest, 2-1. Maltby squares, and he fouls that one back.
Yeah, didn't get a ton of wood on that one, and he's pretty upset with himself.
Yeah, it looks like he just tried to push it too much and didn't focus as much on getting barrel-to-barrel contact, ball-to-barrel contact, and fortunately, or is lucky to not have popped that up. 2-2 is hit up the middle, and it's a base hit. Coming around to score is Andrew Lamb. Heading into second base is Adam Inyard. And Dylan Maltby chokes up after 2 strikes and gets the job done. Good to see that young man get an RBI base hit.
Fantastic to see. Like you said, a guy who doesn't play a ton, and I know he was upset with himself not getting the bunt down, but hey, that's better than a bunt. A single up the middle, move both runners over, get a run for your team, and don't have to surrender any outs.
And now that's the first hit for the Bucs. 2 runs to show for it. Seen many games, more runs than hits for this Bucs team as Castillo fouls that away.
And why is that? Putting the ball in play. We've
Exactly.
talked about it, not even the ball, putting bodies in play. Once you're on base, running around and making these pilots or whoever you're facing make a play. And sometimes they just can't get it done. And we saw that a couple of plays ago from Rico and Sanders.
0-1. It's inside, and Rush just really struggling out there. Not sure if he just laid a cookie over the plate for Dylan Maltby, but just hasn't thrown many things to hit.
Yeah, Maltby didn't hit it crazy hard, but perfectly placed straight up the middle.
1-1. Swung on and missed, or foul tipped. Coming into this game, Maltby had just 7 at-bats. So now, of course, this doesn't go towards the stat line, which is a shame. But just 7 at-bats coming in here, and now already a base hit. So, and just limited at-bats. And not just that, he's also walked twice. He's been hit by a pitch. So he's got himself on base in the limited times he's been up. So I'm sure that feels good for him. 1-2. It's too far outside.
I want to give a huge shout out to his dad, Sean, the general manager for the Bucs. I talked to him. He said this is one of the toughest days of the year, but definitely rewarding to see all these fans at the park.
2-2. Hit Fallon. Saw Sean over there. He looked like he had a grin on his face, and I'm sure that's all because now the score is 2-0, and the pressure a little bit off his shoulders. Not that the game really means a whole lot, considering that they don't really go towards the standings at all, but
any game against the Pilots means a lot.
Sure does. 2-2. Upstairs, just missed that spot, and the count runs full.
Just not a lot of command from Rush here in the second inning. Looked good in the first.
Castillo, also one of the Bucs to not have that many at-bats, just 14 coming into this game and 2 base hits. He gets a base hit right here as he hits it into center field. That almost splits the gap. Coming around to score is Adam Inyard. Dylan Maltby motors his way to third base, and it's back-to-back RBI singles for the Bucs. They're up 3-0, Will.
How about the bottom of the order? 8 and 9 giving you RBI singles. Bucs lead it 3-0, and like I said, we'll have fireworks after the game, but how about some fireworks from the Bucs first? And Maltby in the 8th spot and Castillo in the 9th spot are providing those fireworks for sure.
And another good sight to see Castillo in limited at-bats this summer getting a base hit, and not just a base hit, but an RBI as well. That also moves Dylan Maltby to third. Max Ross now licking his chops. And look at this, Will. I think every hitter has since used that bat.
Hey, why not? It's working some magic.
Was it, excuse me,
was Eisenstadt that we first noticed it with.
That one's outside, and Eisenstadt struck out looking, so I'm not sure if I remember Hankins, if he had the bat, he walked and came around to score. But yeah, it's a good luck bat right now. 2-0. Finds a corner, the outside corner, 2 balls, 1 strike. Back to the top of the order we go. Next one, ground ball up the middle, past Luke Hefner. Dylan Maltby scores. Brett Castillo into second base. How about back-to-back-to-back RBI singles for these Bucs?
It's a single parade, specifically in that center field area. These Bucs just hitting the ball right back where it's pitched and just moving that line. Great to see.
Moving that line is exactly right. And that's now Will Burns coming up to the plate with just 1 out. And after the strikeout looking, really fired up this team apparently. And next one's up and in. And Rush, just this whole inning after that looking strikeout. Just can't seem to find the command. One 0 is outside. And we've seen a lot of good plays up the middle this year in the ABL at Mulcahy and just other parks as well. Tonight, it just seems like the middle of the field is so free for these Bucs.
It really does. Everything that's there is just finding the outfield.
And not a ton of them hit super hard. That one by Ross hit really hard, but Luke Hefner was shading up the middle anyways and just barely not getting leather on that baseball. 2-1 on the outside corner for a strike. And now with Dylan Marks holding on the runner at second, it's going to have to be a really hard hit ball up the middle to get through.
6 straight Bucs have reached base.
8th man to come to bat for the Bucs. That one's upstairs. There might be a 9th. Of course, Eisenstadt started this inning and the only man to have been retired so far, and I'm sure he'd love to get a chance to hit. Payoff pitch, called strike 3 on the inner half, and everyone did a big sigh on that one, including Will Burns at home plate, but he doesn't put up a fight with the home plate umpire, and it seems like that inside corner has been called a good bit to those righty batters.
I'm not so sure about that pitch.
Yeah, that one looked really inside. The way that Rush pitches on that, he comes out so wide towards first base, and then it comes directly into righty batters. So it makes it look more of a ball sometimes, but I don't know. That one didn't really look that close. So Ryan Callahan with 2 outs, swings and fouls that one back. And it is really filled up down the third base line. Can't really see down. Oh, I see the first base line too. And wow, it is packed here. We've never seen anything like this.
Great to see, and expecting similar crowds next weekend for the Mayor's Cup.
100%.
So much pride on the line between these two teams. A lot of history between them. Bucs so far getting the better between the two this summer.
0-1 misses upstairs. Wind's picking up a little bit. Blowing in from, I would say, or blowing at the third base line, or the third base seats over here.
Kind of moved around throughout the game.
Yeah. Definitely blowing more in, though. 1-1 misses outside.
And interestingly for Rush, 3 strikeouts, all of them looking. So not getting a ton of swing and misses from these Bucs.
Yeah, everything that's been swung on from the Bucs is, well, now most of them have been base hits. This one, a ground ball out to Hefner at short. A long throw, but he makes it in time to get Callahan. But that is all after the Bucs score 4 runs on 3 hits and just 1 error for the Pilots. We head to the bottom half, or excuse me, the top half of the third inning. The score, 4-0 Bucs. Top of the third inning, the Bucs. A big statement back in the bottom half of the second inning. 4 runs put up on 3 base hits. Just 1 error from the Pilots that brought home a run. The first run, Josh Hankins was able to come around after that missed throw by Bo Rico, or the non-catch by Marcus Sanders over there at third. So a long rest for Dew. Finally makes the first pitch and gets a pop-up in the infield. Tommy Eisenstadt will come in, and he'll make the grab for out number 1. And we were just talking about it, a long rest for Dew. 9 batters coming to the plate. Wonder if that will affect him, but gets the pop up there, and that's exactly how you want to start.
Yeah, it's interesting to see, especially from a guy who so far this summer hasn't gone multiple innings in every game, hasn't one or two maybe, but not a multi-inning guy, so definitely something he's not the most used to.
Faces Bo Rico after getting Jake Dodge to fly out. First pitch right down A Street.
Apparently not.
Apparently not.
I think that might have missed middle.
All right. So 1-0 count. A pitch to Rico. That's a strike on the outer half. Next game, game 2, supposed to start approximately 30 minutes after we conclude game 1. And so far, besides this bottom half of the second inning, we've been breezing right along. The 1-1 from Dew. Pop fly, left field. Brett Castillo coming in. Long run, and that one is not going to be caught. A fair ball. Heading into second base is Rico. He will slide in safely. And Castillo not immediately breaking in to come grab that ball. Did put some leather on it, but couldn't haul it in.
Yeah, I was worried the whole time because I saw his first step was back and then he came in. And in this state, at this altitude, you're always going to be in trouble when your first step is back and then you're scrambling in because these balls just die and head straight towards the ground, and that's kind of what happened there.
So obviously we're not keeping real score. You can talk about it now. I will say that it was kind of a tough play. Probably have to give him a hit, but definitely something that Castillo wants to bring in. So Marcus Sanders will bat with the runner aboard at second and 1 out. That is whacked foul. First base runner that Dew has had to deal with.
First hit for the Pilots in quite some time.
Yep. First hit in, 11 innings now?
At least. Would have to go back to their last game and see.
Dew will bring an 0-1 to Sanders, and that finds the inside corner, and he had Marcus Sanders backing out of the plate thinking that might be a ball. Rico at second, and barring a line drive double play, it's going to be the first non-1-2-3 inning for Elijah Dew. He's got Sanders down 0-2. The pitch. That's slow and away.
The last hit for the Pilots coming in the bottom of the 7th back on Tuesday against the Oilers. That game only went 8 innings because they were run ruled 13-2, but bottom of the 7th. So it's been, I don't know, do the math on that one. 12 innings, I want to say.
A while. One, two. Check swing. He'll appeal and say he did not go.
And they only had one hit back on the game on Monday. So just a sputtering offense.
Yeah, an offense that just really hasn't caught its wind yet. And it's getting later into the season. They're just running out of time. Chinook's also a struggling ball club as well. Both those two floating around the bottom half of the standings, and that one's a called strike 3. Marcus Sanders couldn't pull the trigger. He's a little frustrated with himself, so Dew quickly now with 2 down. Dylan Marks, the leadoff batter, will grab a piece of lumber and will hit with a runner aboard at second in the form of Bo Rico.
And talking about that Pilots offense, in 21 games recorded in our system, just 54 runs, so under 3 runs a game, and batting just barely over 200.
Marks grounded out to Will Burns at shortstop back in the first inning. And he pops this one up. Right side, Tommy Eisenstadt will drift over, and he is going to, oh, excuse me, that is Tommy Eisenstadt over there who made the grab for out number 3. So after the base hit given up by Dew, he retires the next 2 batters, no problem. A strikeout and a pop fly. We head to the bottom half of the 3rd inning. The Bucs looking to add on to this lead. 4-0 here in Anchorage. Welcome back. Rain started to pick back up here, and it's an unfortunate scene. Some of the people in the stands out there that are not covered are still there, but they're whipping out their umbrellas. Tommy Eisenstadt leads it off, and he gets a base hit up into center field, and he was looking for some revenge after the strikeout looking. Didn't really love that last call by the home plate umpire, and gets a base hit there, and struggles continue.
Tough thing for the Pilots, you kind of got to leave him out there because obviously the doubleheader today, and then add on to it the fact that these two teams played yesterday, and then looking towards the future, the Pilots will be in action again tomorrow. So
first pitch to Hankins misses. That was the first pitch that Eisenstadt saw that he lined up the middle. Next one misses off the plate.
First real rain we've seen other than our first game, which was canceled. This is the most rain we've seen 100%. At any game.
Next one misses again. 3 balls, no strikes. Quickly to Josh Hankins. Could be another bigger inning for the Bucs. And if you're the Pilots, I'm not really sure how the run rule would work here. I know I might be getting ahead of myself, but that one's downstairs for ball 4 and nobody out, 2 runners aboard. And going back to that, I would think that maybe it would be 10 after 5 because it's 10 after 7 usually.
I mean, with this game not counting towards the standings, they could also kind of change things as they go, in all honesty. Like we said earlier, don't even think there would be extra innings in the event of a tie game. So in the second game could just get stopped regardless of score. So we'll kind of just have to see how it goes.
We haven't even talked about a potential like rain delay type of show as Lamb squares to bunt but fouls it back.
They don't need to know that.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys would be stuck with us, unfortunately. Not that you aren't already stuck with us. No balls, 1 strike. Corners are in. Lamb squares again. Pops that one straight up our way. Oh, and just over our heads. I was ready for it, Will.
I don't think a ball can come through the opening we have in front of us, but I'm glad to know you were ready just in case.
It's a very narrow trajectory needed to get up here, but it could happen, believe it or not.
I mean, I guess.
If it does, I'll protect you. Don't worry.
Basically, we have a window covering in front of us, and then above that, there's a window that's open.
This is popped up into center field. Sorry to cut you off. A long run for the center fielder, Stolga, but he comes in and makes the grab for out number 1.
And then above, so that window we can't open. And then the window above that opens kind of towards the field. So the hole is on the bottom part of it. So a ball would have to kind of come through that bottom part at the perfect angle and then come into the booth on the upwards trajectory and then hit the ceiling, I guess, and come down.
Land in my hand.
You're asking for a lot.
Yeah. Adam Inyard grabs a bat and looks at that one downstairs. Walked last inning. Same thing with Lamb, who was just retired. It was 3 straight walks after the strikeout looking, and then it was the barrage of RBI singles. This one's rocketed out to left field. That's going to get down for a base hit. Moving station to station, Tommy Eisenstadt and Josh Hankins. The only unfortunate thing about that, it was hit too hard.
Yeah, 100%. Coach Sanagorski didn't really have a choice. Had to give Eisenstadt the stop sign there. That ball getting to Coes pretty quickly.
So bases full of Bucs. The batter is Dylan Maltby. An RBI single in his at-bat last inning started the hitting parade. First one was downstairs. After him, Castillo had an RBI single, and Max Ross also had an RBI single. 1-0's downstairs. 2 balls, no strikes, and seems like that 4th of July bat has got something special in it.
100%.
That one's a called strike on the upper part of the plate.
It's an awesome looking bat. I'd love to see it used throughout the season by these Bucs.
Two-one, catches the outside corner. Back-to-back really good pitches from Braden Rush, making it hard for Maltby to pull a trigger after seeing that seeing the at-bats before him, especially that walk to Josh Hankins on 4 pitches. 2-2. That's too far outside, and now a full count with 3 ducks on the pond. Nowhere to put Dylan Maltby.
See if Rush could find the zone.
The payoff. That's too far inside, and he walks home a run.
Really just struggling with that command, and we've seen it all year. These Bucs are patient. They're not going to get bored of taking balls and swing at something that they shouldn't be. They're fine with taking their base, and especially when their bases are loaded, and that means an RBI, second of the game for Maltby.
RBI walk. That brought in Tommy Eisenstadt. Josh Hankins moved over to third base. Castillo hits this one into center field, but it's going to hang up for Stolga. Should be plenty deep. Hankins will go, and he's going to be in there, but all of a sudden the home plate umpire is going to call. I'm not sure what he's calling over there. Was that a balk? I think it was a balk because Castillo is getting that bat back. So that means that Hankins scored. It's a balk on a Braden Rush, and nothing is going his way. He just cannot catch a break.
Yeah, it's always tough. Sometimes when the ball's put in play, we don't see the balk call till much later.
So Castillo, first pitch swinging, maybe changes his approach, or maybe keeps on attacking. Now runners just at second and third. Maltby at second. Adam Inyard at third base. Score is now 6-0 after the balk, and that one is upstairs, so Castillo puts the bat on his shoulders for the first pitch this time. This one is a called strike on the outer half. Castillo wanted to swing, but he held up. Wouldn't have mattered anyway. Yeah, the lights on here really throwing me off now. Definitely way more noticeable. 1-1, swung on and missed. That one tailing away from him into the left-handed batter's box.
Some of these parks, I believe we've noticed, don't even have lights.
Yeah, and the Chinooks, I don't believe.
Yeah.
They don't really need them. Most games start at 6 o'clock or earlier.
Even if they didn't, still wouldn't need them if it's a sunny day.
1-2, swung on and missed. Gets Castillo, who swings over the top of that fastball.
First swinging strikeout for Braden Rush. First 3 we're all looking.
Just going to say. So Max Ross, who is 1 for 1, a single back last inning, who drove in a run, and then a single back in the first. Or, excuse me, a walk back in the first. Batting with 2 down. And 2 more RBIs awaiting if he can get another base hit. This one's hit up the middle. He's got 1 RBI. Inyard scores. They're going to give the green light to Maltby, but no, they're going to hold him up. And now Max Ross trying to take second base. He is going to be in there. So Inyard scores, and he's fired up. Max Ross takes an extra bag as that ball was cut off by the first baseman, Jake Dodge, trying to throw it to second. Ross, who slid to the outside part of the bag, is in there safely, and probably a good decision to hold up Dylan Maltby, as that throw was well in line to home plate, and Maltby hadn't even touched the third base bag yet.
And Ross just barely beating that tag at second base.
Sure did. Good job by Dodge to cut it off. Just unfortunate timing, not able to get Max Ross, who is really speedy out there. And a ball to start Will Burns. The score now 7-0 after the RBI base hit from Max Ross. That's 2 RBIs today. 1-0's down and in.
There is some action in the Pilots' pen.
There's a lot of action going on in the Bucs pen, but it's not any pitchers. It's actually the youth over there. Some kids playing around in the bullpen, taking advantage of the good pitching performance from Elijah Dew. I assume that's why they're over there.
Yeah, interesting. Not something you see every day, that's for sure. They could be just behind the bullpen and maybe an optical illusion, but it's tough to tell from here. I see Colton Haas in the Pilots' pen.
2-1 to Burns, misses. 3 balls, 1 strike. You do have a base open, but you really want to find a way to get out of this inning because Ryan Callahan is up, and he is one of the only Bucs batters to not reach base yet. Will Burns is another one, and he might just do it on the next pitch, 3-1, and he does. A 2-out walk for Will Burns will bring up Ryan Callahan. And now every Bucks bat besides him has reached base, and you know that Ryan Callahan probably doesn't like that too much.
And it's not something we're used to saying. He's been on base a ton over the last couple of weeks, and Braden Rush now at 86 pitches and still hasn't gotten through the third inning.
First pitch to Callahan, ground ball out to second base. Dylan Marks has it and throws to first to end the bottom half of the third inning. But that's all after 3 more runs come across for the Bucks. It's a 7-0 lead now as Dew heads back onto the hill for the top half of the fourth when we come back. Back here at Mulcahy Stadium, 4th of July. Hope everyone's having a great holiday. Getting late over there on the East Coast, and I'm sure that some of our viewers aren't with us and probably enjoying the fireworks right now as we're just inching our way closer to midnight over there. But
Probably
here,
already have enjoyed them.
yeah, but here just around 8 o'clock, and we're expecting fireworks after the game and a big inning for the Bucks.
Yep, 7-0 good guys after some more offensive fireworks.
Yep, and Dew, another long rest for him. He faces Luke Hefner, gets a big swing and a miss, and after a long inning in the second, Dew came out and got a fly ball first pitch from Jake Dodge, so looking for something similar here.
The only hit wasn't hit very hard, just in a perfect spot and down that left field line. Castillo couldn't quite get to it.
0-1's popped up, foul ground, and that one is going to be out of play. And we remind you now the score is getting pretty up there for the Bucks, and of course still a long way to go. We do not really know the run rule rules, the mercy rule rules. We know it is 10 after 7 in a normal 9-inning game.
I'd say 10 after 5 is probably a good guess.
No balls, 2 strikes. Dew trying to make quick work of Hefner, and that one's outside. Went upstairs with a fastball. Hefner struck out swinging. The first victim for Dew. First of the 2 victims back in the first inning. Looking for another one right here. 1-2, swung on and missed. Sped him up with the fastball. And Hefner just too late on that baby. And back-to-back swinging strikeouts in his 2 appearances. That'll bring up Luke Stolga, who grounded out to the shortstop Will Burns back in the first.
Looked like Hefner was trying to match the ball speed with his bat speed and just not going to catch up to it with an approach like that. It's like he may have gone down to a knee trying to catch that fastball, and Dew really looking good so far.
So 1 down for Luke Stolga. Fairly quick first batter, what Dew would have wanted. That one's outside. packed house at Mulcahy Stadium. Expecting the same for game 2. Hopefully the weather can help us out a little bit. 1-0 jammed him, and he just gets a piece of it.
Hey, you gotta stay. Forget the weather. You're waiting on fireworks.
Yeah. Four runs in the second, 3 runs in the third inning. 6 hits total and 7 runs. Just 1 hit for the Glacier Pilots. 1-1 breaking ball and doesn't get the swing and miss.
Not sure if it's picking up on our field cam, but I believe there's an ice cream truck in the vicinity.
Yeah, I was hearing that. I don't know if I was going crazy or
I
whatever.
was thinking I was going crazy too.
2 balls, 1 strike. Dew brings the delivery, and it's a called strike on the outer half. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
What's your go-to from an ice cream truck?
Well, we got a DQ yesterday, but I didn't get ice cream there, of course. I actually didn't get a blizzard there, but don't worry, everyone at home. I got the Nutter Butter milkshake, and it actually changed my life for the better. It was one of the best things. But go to ice cream as the 2-2 swung on and missed a breaking ball from Elijah Dew. That's back-to-back Ks, and he looks really sharp. But going back to my ice cream, which I think is a little more important. No, I'm just kidding. I would probably say like just a, I guess if we're going generic, like cookie dough or like cookies and cream. But like if we are going
But
to
like from an ice cream truck. Like they're not just gonna have like soft serve. It's like sandwiches and like the bars and stuff.
like that type of ice cream truck. Probably like the ice cream like cookie sandwich.
Chipwich for sure, yeah.
Yeah, Chipwich. That one's one. You know way too much about those ice cream foods.
I mean, that was just gonna be my answer. So
You don't like the SpongeBob ones with the crazy eyes?
I'm not looking for all the like fruity flavors. Love the Chipwich though.
First one was swung on and missed. Next one by Dew. Fouled back.
I actually saw something recently saying like a lot of people have different names for that. Like, do you call it an ice cream, a cookie
Yeah.
ice cream sandwich?
When you said Chipwich, I'm like, I've definitely heard that before, but I was like, to say that as a statement that like everyone's gonna understand, I don't know. But maybe. But yeah, you guys got to try the Nutter Butter Shake. It was honestly life altering.
That was what you said upon your first, I guess, scoop of it. Was it spoon
No,
or straw?
It was a straw.
Straw. First sip, I guess. Yeah, you did say that it was life altering.
Yeah, that's some good stuff. 1-2. Breaking ball in the outer half and doesn't get the call. I don't know how you don't give him that after giving Rush those calls on the outer half.
That looked really good, trying to bring that breaker in through the back door, and Dew really wanted that call. I really wanted that call, but
yeah, he shrugged that one off and was like, well, I guess I got to do it again. So Deuce is wild. 2-2. Rounded foul. Yeah, that bat is hot, man. We're getting word from our photographer that bat, that 4th of July bat, is really coming in handy. Deuce is wild again. Popped up center field. Max Ross shades over to his left and makes the grab for out number 3. So another quick inning for Elijah Dew. Back to those 1-2-3 frames as we head to the bottom half of the 4th inning. The Bucs looking to add on when we come back. 7-0 lead here at Mulcahy. Welcome back. New pitcher on for the Glacier Pilots, Colton Haas. And what do we know about him, Will?
Yeah, 5 appearances in league play, 11 innings, a 9.82 ERA. So definitely would like a good appearance here to bring that down. 2.18 WHIP. That's walks and hits per innings pitched.
That first one misses to Tommy Eisenstadt.
And so what that WHIP tells you is not a lot of clean 1, 2, 3 innings from Haas.
Eisenstadt led things off last inning, does the same here now, takes a called strike. Base hit to center field, got things going. 3 Bucs came around to score. Next one misses outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Two, 1 fouled back. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Eisenstadt, and back-to-back innings where the Bucs have hit around. All 9 batters coming to the plate. Callahan ended both. Eisenstadt started both. Haas looking for the first 1, 2, 3 inning since the first for the Glacier Pilots, and he gets a fly ball here from Eisenstadt to center field. Luke Stolga makes that for out number 1.
And I'm sure Haas and these Pilots, like you said, would really like a 1, 2, 3, not just because the Bucs have been wreaking havoc at the plate and on the base paths the last couple of innings, but because of Haas's track record so far this season. But I think the Pilots will be more concerned with what's been going on with them at the plate than with them on the mound and in the field.
Yeah, this Bucs team, great batters all around, and could have just been a tough day for Braden Rush, who's looked pretty good this year in ABL ball. And just not surprised that the Bucs can put up a 7th spot early on in this game. So like you said, yeah, definitely more of an alarming factor that the bats just have been super cold. 2-0 game yesterday, only gave up 2 runs to this hot offense. Stewart looked great. The next one misses to Hankins.
I mean, no hits yesterday, just 1 hit so far today, and wasn't even a clean hit. Could have easily been an out.
2-0. Fouled straight back, 2 balls, 1 strike.
Going back to the ice cream truck, I guess today we definitely should have mentioned the red, white, and blue popsicle. That's a classic.
Yeah, that is. That one just makes my mouth all sorts of different colors. It ends up going purple. 2-1, a called strike. Man, we had this ice cream truck back where I go to school up at Syracuse, and they had like soft serve ice cream, and I was able to get like some peanut butter drizzled onto like soft serve vanilla. 2-2, ground ball, hot out to Luke Kiefner, but he's got it, and the throw's in time to first base. That was really good back at school. I was very surprised that an ice cream truck like had like soft serve ice cream, like real soft serve.
Yeah, no, I'm not familiar with ice cream trucks having that.
Well, I told you got to come visit me.
I guess I have to. Maybe if they change the dome back to the Carrier Dome, I'll come.
Oh God, yeah, it's long and far between. Andrew Lamb with 2 outs. Trying to prolong this inning for the Bucs. Takes that one downstairs for ball 1.
The music from this truck is just relentless, though.
Yeah, it really is. That one's low and outside.
Looks like the rain has stopped.
Yeah.
If it comes back, that'll be on me, of course.
2-0. It's a called strike on the outer half. I think the umpire might have been just tired of calling balls there. Got the impression of that.
Might be looking forward to the fireworks.
Pretty sure it'll be the same umpire rotation for game 2 as it is right now. 2-1 downstairs. 3 balls, 1 strike. Haas trying to take care of the Bucs. 1, 2, 3. Not going to do it. A 2-out walk for Andrew Lamb. That's 3 straight innings where the Bucs have gotten at least 4 guys to go up to the plate.
Yeah, just that clean inning is something the Pilots are unable to find.
So Adam Inyart, 1 for 1, a walk back in the second, came around to score, and then a hit and scored a run back last inning. And he swings and pops this one up to left field. Drifting back goes, but it's going to be taken from him by Luke Stolgo, the center fielder, for out number 3. So a 2-out walk does nothing for the Bucs. They still lead it 7-0 as we head to the top half of the 5th inning here in Anchorage. Welcome back here. Top half of the 5th inning. We're going to go ahead and show you real quick the hot bat photos. Just give us a sec. We'd love to show you it because these bats have been so hot, but it's really just been the one bat for the Bucs. As Dude's ready. Batter now is Barajas, and he skies this one on the infield. Whose ball is it? Tommy Eisenstadt is going to come over and make the grab as he just evades Junior Barajas running down the line at first base. 1 down. And going to that photo. There it is. Look at that. Brody Briggs with Cole Carlone showing you guys the 4th of July bat that's been so great for these Bucs the past couple innings, it seems.
For sure. Love how they're sharing it, and why not with the luck it's brought them.
Go back to baseball. First pitch to Dorn misses inside. And that is just the one bat. I don't believe that they have any copies of it.
Took a little while for the momentum to pick up of everybody deciding they should use it, but now it seems like almost every batter's got that one.
That one misses inside. 2 balls, no strikes. Already in the 5th inning, just 7 total for this non-league game. Breezing right along, 2-0 is belted into center field. Long run for Max Ross, but he has plenty of room for out number 2. And back-to-back flyouts for the Glacier Pilots means quick work for Elijah Dew.
And that's great for Dew because we've talked about how he's a big strikeout guy, but at the same time, he's getting the start today and would love to go a little bit longer. 47 pitches so far for Dew, and we're just in the 5th inning.
I was just writing that down. I was going to ask you, how many pitches did Dew have? Wow, very efficient. And so Jake Dodge grabs a bat, and it doesn't take a lot to get a pop fly. See if he can get one right here. Of course, Dew probably greedy, wants that strikeout now. Gets a swing and a miss. That might be what he's aiming at.
4 strikeouts so far for Dew, 3 swinging, 1 looking. But just so efficient and helping his chances of pitching as long as he can tonight.
The 0-1. Hit foul. He's got him ahead 0-2. And I don't know if the cooks downstairs are thinking this can be a quick game. how it's going, but I'm smelling the food already.
Getting hungry.
Mm-hmm. Be a great end post-win meal. The 0-2. Called strike 3. Have a seat. And Elijah Duke takes care of business here in the 5th inning. Another 1-2-3. How about that? Elijah Dew is on fire here as we head to the bottom half of the 5th. The Bucs trying to extend that lead, 7-0 here in Anchorage. Welcome back. Bottom half of the 5th inning. Bucs looking to add on, and first one looking to do so is Dylan Maltby. Bases Colton Haas. Came in last inning in place of Braden Rush. Foul tip and that.
Maltby's had a great game so far.
He sure has, and someone that we remind you just doesn't have as many at-bats as some of the other guys, and 2 RBIs. One was a walk that brought a runner in, and then the other was an RBI single back up the middle. So yeah, 2 runs. Castillo, also a guy that has limited at-bats and has an RBI single as well right after Maltby in the second. 1-1, big swing and a miss. A little late on that fastball. One, two, misses outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
I'm sure the Pilots will be looking for Haas to give them a few innings here. Don't want to use too many pitchers with the second game still looming and a couple games in the days following.
This is cranked out to left field. Jacob Coes, he misplays it, and it gets under his glove, and it heads all the way to the wall. Maltby heading into second base. He turns on the Jets. He's heading to third. Here comes the relay. The throw is not in time. It's a triple for Dylan Maltby.
The dugout is absolutely loving it, and why not? Maltby, like we've talked about, getting the start today as the designated hitter and already had a single and a walk. How about a triple?
How about it? And his family over there all grinning ear to ear. They love to see that, and what a day for that young man. And with no official score, that is a triple all day up here. I don't care what anybody's got to say about it.
Forget official scoring. If you have to make a diving play, we can't give that an error. And I think Coes may be thinking, hey, I've got a catcher running. I can go for this. And Maltby says, not so fast.
Ooh, and that one plunks Brett Castillo. He's got the Evo shield up there. Wouldn't be surprised if that got both the shoulder and Evo shield, though. So Haas not helping his case after the leadoff triple. He hits a batter, and now back to the top of the order. Not the guys you want to see with runners at first and third and nobody out.
How about 8 and 9, though? Maltby and Castillo have produced all game long. We saw them combine back in the second with some RBI singles, and then Maltby walking in the third, and now both of them reaching here in the fifth. Such a deep Bucs team.
It really is. Maltby, the least amount of at-bats, and comes in. He's already got 2 base hits, a walk, and he's driven in 2 runs, and might score another run himself if he can come around to score. 2 balls, no strikes quickly to Max Ross. That one was belted by Maltby. A great swing. Really barreled it up. Max Ross misses the barrel on that one. 2 balls, 1 strike. With Dew's limited pitch count, I don't see a reason why they would have to get someone else up in the pen. Might as well save your guys. And even though this game doesn't count towards the record, you're still burning arms if you bring someone else in.
100%. 50 pitches through 5 innings. That's some pretty easy math for you, huh? 10 pitches an inning.
Yes, that would be right. You didn't even let me guess that.
We started looking to the sky, and I thought that
well,
that was
because I
trouble.
didn't really hear the 2 numbers, which is probably a good thing. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Max Ross. The reason why we do this for hopefully a living soon. That one's cracked foul for Max Ross. On deck, Will Burns. Love to get him up. A couple runners aboard. 2-2. Misses. Count runs full. 3-2.
There's just been Bucs on base ever since that first inning. All the time tonight.
Pilots just can't seem to catch a break and get these Bucs off the base pass. Payoff pitch is in the dirt. It's a walk to Max Ross, and that will bring up Will Burns.
Hard to catch a break when you're issuing free passes.
Yeah, and this is another one of those games where it has felt really rubber bandy, but in a different way because the top halves of the inning have been so short, and now the bottom halves have been so much longer.
Great to see as the home team.
Sure is, and looking for another long inning here and to put these Pilots away before we can even get to the 7th inning.
Still no outs.
Bases juiced, all full of Bucs. 1-0, catches the outside corner. Maltby at third, Castillo at second, Ross at first. Will Burns trying to bring them all in. 1-1 is hit the other way, foul. Burns' average has gone down a little bit, just been in somewhat of a colder spell, 283, as he cracks that one foul again. And if anything, it's the swing and misses that have plagued him a little bit.
Yeah.
Strikeouts have increased. He struck out looking back in the second. It was a iffy call for sure. But if anything, that's the only issue. He does have the most at-bats. So 1-2 is skied into center field, fairly shallow for Luke Stolga. It's probably going to be too shallow. Maltby is going to fake going home, and probably a good decision. That throw looked online, maybe a little high, but Borico might have brought it in.
Still happy to see him fake going home just in case that throw was awry from center field, because we've seen some throws awry from these Pilots so far today. Make them make the throw, and if that one got away from Haas, then who knows? Maybe Maltby would have come home.
So the batter now, Ryan Callahan, takes the ball low and in, is the only Buck to not reach first base yet so far tonight. A walk or a base hit for everyone else, it seems. 1-0, popped up in the infield. Just outside of the infield, it's Luke Hefner who hauls that one in. And back-to-back pop flies. Suddenly 2 are out, but the bases still loaded. The threat diminishing for the Bucs here.
Yeah, it looked like we had the infield fly call even before that one was secured. Sensitive topic for Vic and I, but
that's why I didn't even say it, and I wish you didn't. Or I just forgot. We'll go with the first one. Eisenstadt lifts that foul. 1 for 3. Base hit back in the 3rd inning. Already his 4th at bat. One, 2, 3 back in the 1st inning. That's the only one for the Pilots. And this is hit up the middle, but Luke Hefner was playing well, but he bobbles it. And he's not going to have a play. He puts it in his back pocket. A run comes in to score. Tommy Eisenstadt knocks in Dylan Maltby, but That would be an error, so it doesn't matter either way, given that this is not going in the stat book, but a good job by Eisenstadt going right back out the middle. Second time he's done that tonight, and he's been rewarded both times.
Yep, just continuing to put the ball in play. Love to see it from the Bucs, and you would think with Hefner fielding that ball, one of the best fielders, that he'd be able to make the play, but kind of just got ahead of himself.
Our first one in there called strike to Hankins. Base is still loaded. Everyone moved up just one station as this is skied into right field. Jack Dorn has that. Wraps it in leather for out number 3. But one run comes across. The Bucs extend their lead. It's 8-0 here at Mulcahy Stadium. Elijah Dew looks to get back on the hill when we come back after this. Welcome back here. I'm going to show you really quickly the next photo we got for you. And there you go. We get it out of there. And look at that. The crowd here at Mulcahy Stadium. It is packed. Packed crowd. And it looks really good here as Dew steps back onto the hill. We'll show the other side in just a moment, but back to the game. Batter Bo Rico. And a swing and miss at that for strike 1.
Yeah, it looks like he's swinging a garden hose out there.
You might need to find that 4th of July bat over on the Bucs side. You'll have to pry it off their dead cold fingers after this game. Next one, breaking ball hammer. What a pitch by Dew. Oh my goodness.
Absolute beauty.
That one had some extra hook on it too, and he is feeling himself. 0-2, swung on and missed. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night from Mr. Elijah Dew as he takes care of Bo Rico. No problem.
And Dew's just been locked in from the get-go. Just one hit allowed. Now with that last strikeout, that brings his total up to 6. 3 looking, 3 swinging, and these pilots just can't touch Dew. And going back to yesterday, anybody on this staff.
Nah, not at all. Dew has looked super sharp here as he faces Marcus Sanders. Righty ready. First one to him, misses upstairs. And the unfortunate part about this game is with the long innings from the Bucs, we just haven't really been paying as much attention to Dew because he just hasn't really been out there that long. His innings have been so quick, and he's just found a way to get 1, 2, 3s, and just seemed like he's barely been out there. 1-0, called strike on the outer half. There has begun a arm warming up in the bullpen, a lefty arm. 1-1 from Dew. Breaking ball, cold strike two. Oh my goodness.
Marcus Sanders backed out of the box.
I think that's the second time he's gotten Sanders to back out of the box. That one way more noticeable. Just some nasty hooks from Elijah Dew. We'll see if he goes right back to it. 1-2 pitch. There's the breaking ball, but just got it in too far. Beautiful pitch, though. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Even count, but Dew's got Marcus Sanders right where he wants him. Revs back. Breaking ball down the third base line, just foul. Good play by Callahan, though.
Super close over there. First look, I thought that was fair.
Surprised that Sanders can make the adjustment and hit that breaking ball. I think he's got so much movement, both horizontal and vertical.
That foul ball goes to show you he's still way out in front of it.
He's able to time it up and make the adjustment mid-pitch. See if he can do it again. 2-2. Too far outside. Count runs full. After Sanders, top of the order, you're due. You just want to see Dylan Marks. That's it. But you got to get Marcus Sanders here first, the 9-hole batter. 3-2. That's outside for ball 4. The first free pass given up for Dew. Just the second base runner given up for Dew.
Yeah. If it weren't for that hit from Rico a few innings ago, that might have been the first base runner of the game for the Pilots. A play that I think Brett Castillo, even though it was difficult, wishes he could have had back, but just goes to show how dominant Dew's been tonight.
So now Dylan Marks, the leadoff batter, squares to bunt, guides it down the first base line, but Tommy Eisenstadt will wisely pick it up and foul ground.
And with Dew so dominant out there, I don't think he'll take a huge liking to that, but can understand it if your Marks and the Pilots haven't been able to put much in play from a swinging perspective. Might try to switch it up. Only problem is you're down 8 runs. Going to need more than just some bunts to come back in this one.
They need base runners. They need them bad. We're running out of outs, too. Just 6 left here in the top half of the 6th. 0-1 from Dew. Pops this one foul, and something special about Dew, or not special, but something he does really well is working on that slide step with runners aboard. Doesn't always do it. Likes to vary it up a little bit. He knows that if he consistently does the slide step, that they're just going to catch on to it. And if he consistently picks up that leg, normally they're going to catch on to that as well. So maybe they can get Marcus Sanders here. He's looked like he's inching to run, but an 0-2 count on Dylan Marks. You'd love to see Dew just focus on the batter at hand.
Especially with an 8-run lead.
Righty comes set, takes a look at first. The 0-2 is way too far outside. A good stop by Andrew Lamb behind home plate.
But going back to what you're saying about Dew varying his delivery, that's such a key with runners on, doing nothing too consistently, varying your pauses, your looks over to first base. Just want to make it as difficult as possible for the guys on the bags to time you up.
Checks back over to first, and there's safely a Sanders.
And even your checks back over to first, not doing them at the exact same point of your pre-pitch routine.
One ball, 2 strikes for Elijah Dew. Pitch to Marks. Inside jammed him. Dew's going to go to second. He gets the out there, and the throw is way too high for Tommy Eisenstadt, who has to come off the bag. So they just get the 1 out, but a good job by Eisenstadt vacating the bag and hauling that one in and not allowing Marks to head to second base if that one got away from him.
Yeah, definitely want to abandon the bag there and just make sure you secure the ball. Don't want it getting over on that warning track in foul territory or possibly into the dugout and giving Marks a free base.
Burns almost tipping his cap to Tommy Eisenstadt, thanking him for getting that ball that was thrown too high by the shortstop. Don't know if they would have had the runner anyway. Marks gets down there pretty quickly. Called strike onto Luke Hefner.
Incredible that Marks even put that ball in play. That was so far in on the hands.
So 2 down now. Pitch to Hefner, misses upstairs. Not sure if it might have been a pitch out for Dew. Still an arm warming up in the bullpen, that lefty out there. Not 100% sure who it is yet. Dude's going to check on the runner again, but he's in there safely.
Maybe Zane Kelly?
Could be. Didn't look tall enough to be Kirkwood. Dude taking his sweet time on the hill. 1-1. It's downstairs. Lamb was expecting Dylan Marks to take second base, but a fake steal over there.
Yeah, and Dew really varying that time towards home plate, maybe a little bit too much and losing a little bit of focus on getting that ball towards home, especially with 2 outs. Really just needs to focus on Hefner.
2 balls, 1 strike, 2 down. The pitch rocketed to right field. Long run for Adam Inyart. He's going to look up, and that one is it hits off the wall. A longer run to get the ball for Inyart. Holding up at second base with an RBI double is Luke Hefner, and the Pilots are on the board.
Yeah, based on Enyart's reaction, I thought that ball was going over the wall. He stopped short of it and even still had the ball go past him, bouncing off the wall. And I think he'd like to have how he played that one back, but still got to give credit to Luke Hefner. He hit that ball on a line out there.
He sure did. Really got a hold of that one. That's the first real mistake made by Elijah Dew, leaving that one over the plate. So that'll bring up Luke Stolga. The shutout is no longer in effect for the Bucs. Pilots finally scratch off a run. And a big swing and miss from Luke Stolga. Most batters faced in an inning for Dew. This is the 5th.
Really set the standard through his first few innings, huh?
4 batters faced in a third. That's the second most. Besides that, 1, 2, 3s. 0-1, nice breaking ball. Gets him to foul it off.
5 batters would be one of the lowest totals on the flip side. Dew now 70 pitches. Wonder if this might be his last inning.
Yeah, that arm up in the bullpen might already be a done deal that he was coming into the game either way and might have more reason to put him in now. Not necessarily because the lead is in jeopardy, but that Dew might be running out of gas. 0-2, ground ball out to third. Ryan Callahan makes the play, and the throw is in time for the third out. So Dew gives up just that 1 run on the 1 base hit. We head to the bottom half of the 6th inning. The Bucs looking to get that run back. It's now an 8-1 lead here in Anchorage. Welcome back. The score 8-1 after the Pilots got one back. Bucs looking to get that run right back, though. Dew able to get himself out of the inning. Not that he was in a crazy big jam at all, but made quick work of the last batter. So Andrew Lamb leads things off for the Bucs. First pitch is outside.
Talking about getting that run back, bottom of the order looming, but the bottom's been just as productive as the top. 1 through 9, these Bucs can hit, and even the guys who aren't in the lineup today, it's just such a deep team, both on the mound and at the plate.
1-0, swung on and missed. Back in the second inning and in the third inning, 9 batters came to hit for the Bucs. And then back last inning, it was 7 batters. Just scored the 1 run, though. Left the bases stranded. 1-1. Chopper foul. Left the bases full.
The depth of those Bucs really is incredible. You've got Elijah Dew out there today who hasn't started a game for the Bucs so far and is mostly a reliever because you have so many good starters, and he's thrown 6 innings of 1-run ball, just a couple of hits.
1-2, foul tipped in the mitt for strike 3. Lamb is retired with the swinging strikeout. That'll bring up Adam Inyard.
But like I was saying, it just really is incredible how many guys on this staff could be starters and high-quality starters here in the ABL, and then how many guys at the plate could be a guy that you put in that lineup every single day, but you just can't because there's too many guys that are capable.
Exactly right. It's tough to mix and match. Everyone's hitting well. I mean, actually, that's the opposite. It's easy to mix and match because everyone has shown that they can hit the ball, and everyone has shown that they can get on base and make a difference into the lineup. 1-0. That's a called strike. But getting later into the season when games really, really start to matter, especially in the playoffs, and it's going to be tough to choose which guys you really want to throw out there. Everyone really deserves a shot. 1-1, swung on and missed by Adam Inyard.
Yeah, it's a luxury, but also a difficult situation for Coach Springman and the rest of his coaching staff. You'd obviously love to have this problem, but it does make your job a little bit more difficult.
1-2, missed with the slider. And Dew is still on the top step and hasn't put a sweatshirt on anything to indicate that he's truly out of the game. This one's grounded to third. Marcus Sanders has it on one hop, and the peg to first is in time. 2 down.
Yeah, knowing Dew, he'll be doing everything he can to try to get back out there for the final frame, but Coach Springman, Coach Montez might have their minds already made up, and like we said, there's been a lefty warming up in the pen.
So the batter now, Dylan Maltby. He's had a great night so far as that one skips up to the plate. Back in the second inning, an RBI single came around to score. A walk back in the third, which produced a run, and then just last inning, a leadoff triple came around to score as well. 1-0 misses upstairs. Two balls, no strikes. The pitch in the dirt again.
And got to be so good for General Manager Sean Maltby, not only to see all these fans in the crowd for this July 4th doubleheader, but to see your son playing such good ball out there and helping the Bucs to an 8-1 lead.
Yeah, it's huge. Great feeling, I'm sure, for him. 3-0. That's up and in, and a 4-pitch walk with 2 down to Dylan Maltby will bring up Brett Castillo as the inning continues.
Castillo got hit last time up. Good to see that he's been able to stay in the game.
So Brett Castillo with 2 down. First one he sees is up and in, and he got hit in his last time up, right in the shoulder pad. So looking for a better outcome in this at bat as he takes a big swing and a miss at that. Bearing in on him, couldn't hold up the swing.
Yeah, chase something up and in, and up and in's been a common trend to Castillo over the last couple trips to the plate.
1-1. Ground ball foul. Good play by Marcus Sanders over there. One strike away from sending the bats back up for the last chance for the Pilots in the top of the 7th. 1-2, big miss outside. See who comes out of that bullpen. Lefty arm, we were thinking it might be Zane Kelly. I thought I saw a single digit, which helps that intuition. Deuces wild, the 2-2. Misses outside. Thank you, Will. Almost forgot again. Payoff pitch to come for Brett Castillo. Dylan Maltby will have a head start over there at third.
We might have some good luck from that American bat, but we still need you to do your part too.
I know. Well, yesterday I was going to take my sunglasses off, and then I realized what was at stake and realized that I'd been wearing my sunglasses the whole night, so I decided to keep them on. Payoff pitch is up and in. That's ball 4. Back-to-back base on balls. Means the top of the order will have a chance.
Just keeping the line moving. It's been the story of this whole game for the Bucs, and one of the stories of the season for sure is the Bucs are one of, if not the best hitting team in the ABL, and they're giving the Pilots all they can handle so far tonight.
4th of July bat back up there for Max Ross. Pitch is low and in. I'm surprised that the guys let Max Ross use that bat, considering what's going on with him and the wood bats. He's broken about 6 of them.
He's gone a couple of weeks, though, so maybe it's behind him.
1-0. That's upstairs. And you're probably thinking, if you're the Bucs, we're up 7 runs. We don't need you to use the bat.
It's July 4th, though.
It is July 4th. But that bat, Max Ross hits it weird, might not make an appearance in the second game. Hoping for the best. He cracks that one foul.
And you know he'll hear it from his teammates if he does crack that bat.
Yeah, I'm sure he's going to feel super bad about it, too. And keep telling him, man, it's really not your fault. And he's like, well, it could swing differently. And yeah, sure, but split-second decision. Haas looking at second, 2-1. Misses down and away. 3 balls, 1 strike, and he's 1 pitch away from loading the bases. Righty comes set. Toes the rubber. The 3-1 is popped up center field. Luke Stolga ranging over, so is Coes, but Stolga will take it for the 3rd and final out. So back-to-back 2-out walks. Doesn't do the trick for the Bucs this time. 7-run lead will have to be enough. A new pitcher coming on. Looks like it's going to be the tall, lanky lefty, Austin Kirkwood, coming out of the pen. We'll tell you more about him when he comes onto the hill. 8-1 lead for the Bucs, trying to close it out. Welcome back. It is the tall lefty on the hill, Austin Kirkwood, who comes in this game. Just his 3rd appearance. He's only pitched 2/3 of an inning, giving up 1 hit and 2 earned runs. So we haven't seen him much, Will. coming into this game.
Yeah, he's really struggled with his command. 2 walks in his last outing, 2 runs coming in his first outing without getting an out.
First one's a called strike, a good start for Austin Kirkwood, and he's going to have to work through 4, 5, and 6, starting with Jacob Coase. Lefty brings in 0-1, and it just misses.
And in a game like this, perfect situation for Kirkwood to get his confidence back. Not only does this game not count towards the standings, but a big 8-1 lead for the Bucs.
Rain's starting to pick back up again here. Can't seem to get away from it. A 1-1 ground ball out to second base. Josh Hankins has that, and it's in time for out number 1. So quick, easy out for Austin Kirkwood. That's going to bring up Junior Barajas, who's 0 for 2.
Yeah, Kirkwood would love a 1-2-3. I really just think that would do wonders for his confidence and just would add another arm that these Bucs can rely on out of the pen. There's really so many. It's such a luxury that the staff has.
First pitch to Barajas, grounded foul. And speaking of ground balls, besides the fielder's choice back in the 6th inning, and that ground ball out to end the 6th inning, the last ground ball was all the way back in the 2nd. A lot of fly balls and strikeouts.
A lot of those fly balls pretty weak, too.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't have to see the fielder scramble too much.
Just that Bo Rico one that gave Brett Castillo trouble is the only one that I can think of. That one's a called strike.
Couple super weak ones over to Eisenstadt at first.
Callahan way off the line over there at third base, but Hankins in normal position at second. 0-2's in the dirt. A little peel, but he did not go. Bucs looking for an 8-1 victory. Just need 2 more outs to do so. Then 30 minutes after this game, we'll start game 2. That one is low and away.
30 minutes, just a rough estimate, of course. Might be a little bit longer than that. Can't imagine it would be any shorter than that.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Here it is. That's upstairs. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
This has been the problem for Kirkwood so far this season. The walks. Would love to see him get Barajas here on a full count.
Love to see another 1-2-3 inning. Last one came back in the 5th. Payoff. Ground ball's going to be a tough play. Hankins lays out, but that one's under his glove, and it's a base hit into right field. So at least the Pilots earn it.
Yeah, for Kirkwood, would much rather have that happen than issue a free pass to Barajas. Got a ball on the ground. Wasn't hit softly, but wasn't hit particularly hard either. Just kind of right between Hankins and Eisenstadt, and Hankins did all he could to keep that ball in the infield.
So a runner aboard at first, but a chance still for the 1-2-3 inning. And to see the minimum as he throws that one away over the head of Jack Dorn, the batter, and Barajas going to move into second base, and that quickly kills the double play opportunity.
It looked like saw Kirkwood rub his hand on his pants after that pitch, wondering if that one just slipped out of the hand due to the precipitation.
Yeah, it is rainy here. Wouldn't be surprised. Bucs haven't really faced rain that much as a barrier, I would say.
Just that couple of innings in the beginning of the game against the Chinooks.
Yes, out there, exactly right. But besides those first couple innings, it was pretty smooth sailing. And Bucs really haven't had to worry about it much, so wouldn't be surprised if that was the case. Hopefully that's just the one hiccup for Austin Kirkwood.
Pitching at San Diego State, you know he doesn't have to worry about rain very often either.
Not at all. 1-0. It's in the dirt. Sometimes it just looks like Kirk is just overcooking some of his pitches. The first one over his head, but most of the ones are in the dirt that are missing. See if you can get something in play from Dorn. The pitch downstairs. 3 balls, no strikes. Looks like there is another arm getting ready just in case maybe, or maybe getting ready for tomorrow's game.
I think it might be Andrew Rudd.
Yeah, do see double ones over there. That one's a called strike, and not saying that he'd come in for Kirkwood if he has more struggles, but Obviously, that could be the case, and the reason why he's warming up out there, or could just be getting ready for game 2. Rudd is not the starter, it is Lipinski. Rudd could make an appearance after Lipinski. 3-1. That's upstairs and ball 4. Did have a base open, and now the double play is back into effect, but you just worry about the lack of command from Kirkwood.
Yeah, been his problem all season long. 2 walks last outing, going back to his first outing. That was back on the 8th in that crazy 10-9 win against the Miners. Had a walk that day, in addition to a hit and a couple of runs given up, and just something that's keeping him from getting more opportunities.
So Jake Dodge grabs the bat. First hitch he sees is a called strike on the outer half. Dodge is 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a flyout. Bottom half the order looming on deck, and the way they have been playing so far today, Marcus Sanders a walk, and Bo Rico that first and one of the only base hits for the Pilots. That one gets away from Andrew Lamb, but he's able to corral it. Keep Barajas over at second base, but like I was saying, the bottom half of the order has been the brightest spot, I guess you could say, for the Pilots today.
Nothing particularly bright. Just 3 hits.
1-1. Misses upstairs.
Going back to his freshman season at San Diego State, 5 1/3 innings pitched, 3 strikeouts and 8 walks. So those problems from SDSU kind of carrying over here for the Bucs this summer for Austin Kirkwood.
So the meeting breaks up between Lamb and Kirkwood. And a 2-ball, 1-strike count to Dodge. The lefty comes set. Pitch. He overcooks that one again, and it's low and away. 3 balls, 1 strike, and you do have 1 base left that's open. But then you really start to think about that lack of command, and the further those balls are going outside of the strike zone, the more likely you are to see another pitcher come on, and that one's really nowhere near for Kirkwood. And last 2 guys aboard via the base on balls. Barajas aboard with that base hit. So bases full of Pilots for Bo Rico. And it looks like Monty is going to get up from his chair, and might be a call to the bullpen here with Rudd seemingly almost done with his warm-up tosses. Yeah, he's going to point to go get Andrew Rudd out there in the bullpen. We are assuming that it's Andrew Rudd coming out there. So Austin Kirkwood comes in, gets just the 1 out. Unfortunately, suffers the base hit and the 2 walks, which load the bases up. So we'll tell you about the new pitcher for the Bucs and see if they can get the win without allowing another run. 8-1 as we take a quick little break and come back with the new hurler. Welcome back. It is Andrew Rudd on the hill for the Bucs, and he's been really good for Anchorage so far. Looking at his stats, this is his 5th appearance, 12 innings pitched, 10 hits, just the 1 run given up. He's looked really sharp.
He really has just so many good arms out of this pen.
Big swing and miss from Bo Rico, and he missed every stitch of it.
And you'd think with those stats he'd have more appearances, and I think that he has a pretty good case for that. But like we've talked about, there's so many good pitchers and only so many innings to go around, but wouldn't be surprised to see more of Rudd in the future.
Not the first guy I would think of to come out of the bullpen here late in the game. And that one, a good stop by Lamb. First appearance, 4 innings pitched, and he's been somewhat of a longer reliever type of guy. Yeah, the 3 innings, then 4 innings, and his last start was just that 1 inning, right?
Yeah, his last appearance worked the 9th against the Oilers, so can make that final out and go just the 1 inning or be a longer 3-4 inning guy. Really versatile.
See if he can get the job done. Just needs a ground ball. 1-1's a called strike. Barajas at third, Dorn at second, and Jake Dodge at first. A hit and 2 walks from Kirkwood. Loads the bases, and that 1-2 just missed. Maybe upstairs.
Yeah, I love the idea. Try to drop that breaker in there, and I don't think he missed by very much.
Middle infield double play depth, looking to roll it and take this game 1. 2-2. Just gets a piece of it and fouls it back.
Yep, and with the bases loaded, can turn 2 using any base.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 down. Infield at normal depth. Play will go to first, or will be tried to roll it for a double play. Here's the 2-2, swung on and missed. Oh, yeah. Bo Rico down on strikes. Not sure if that was fouled back. Sometimes lose track of the ball there. Don't have the greatest look of the backstop, but Bo Rico down on strikes, and the Bucs are 1 out away. Marcus Sanders grabs the bat. If you're the Pilots, even with the loss here, you just love to scratch across a couple more runs with the bases loaded and just 1 out.
Definitely get a couple more hits too, maybe.
Sanders the last hope, and a big swing and miss at that. Looked totally fooled.
Yeah, just super off balance, and I think been the story of the last couple of games. These Pilots kind of looking to do too much at the plate when you're struggling to put the ball in play. Maybe just seeking contact a little bit better, but what do I know?
No balls, 1 strike. The pitch swung on and missed again. Same type of swing. Just off balance and waving and missing. So Rudd just 1 strike away. Would be huge for him coming on with 1 out and the bases loaded. The 0-2 in the dirt. A good decision. Doesn't get this swing and miss from Marcus Sanders. We're probably expecting that pitch. So we'll try again. Now the count 1-2. Pitch just gets a piece of it. Not sure if the Bucs will wear the same jerseys for Game 2. I don't believe they would, barring that they are the visiting team. Might go to their black tops.
Sure, they'd love any sun come into those jerseys as they could. It's chilly out there.
Yeah, sure is. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The pitch. Called strike 3. Andrew Rudd gets it done. Comes on with the bases loaded and takes care of the Pilots, who leave them loaded and can't get another run. The final score 8-1, and we'll just go ahead and wrap it up pretty quickly as we get started for Game 2. But we saw good hitting. We saw Dylan Maltby, a guy with not a lot of at-bats coming into it. A 2-hit night for him, drove in a couple of runs. Just saw the whole offense, 1 through 9, pitching in, and the pitching staff, of course, Elijah Dew, a great game for him. Highly anticipated seeing him out to get the start. Kirkwood not having his best stuff, but of course Rudd coming in and closing out the door. So what did you see today, and how can the Bucs carry it over to Game 2?
Yeah, for me, the story of the game is Elijah Dew. I had talked to him before the game, and we talked about it, trying to guess how many innings he would go. He didn't really have any idea, and my guess was, 3, 4, but he went 6 innings and was just fantastic out there. 2 hits, 6 strikeouts, 1 walk, an earned run, but for much of those 6 innings, just really looked dominant, and he didn't rely solely on the strikeout. He was okay with putting balls in play, and him generating that weak contact allowed him to go 6 innings.
So a great day for Elijah Dew, a great night for the offense, and more baseball to come as we wrap things up here. So just a great ball game all around. The line score finally just 1 run on 3 hits for the Pilots, and then 8 runs on 8 runs on 7 hits, and no errors for the Bucs. 2 errors for the Glacier Pilots. A little bit sloppy at times, but it was more about the Bucs bats than anything. So once again, the final score 8-1. The Bucs take Game 1 of this 4th of July non-league doubleheader. We'll be back with you just before first pitch of Game 2 with our normal pregame. So once again, for my partner Will Hopkins, I'm Vic Massey saying so long, but we'll see you just in about 30 minutes for Game 2 here.